San Diego has become a familiar stop on our journey. On our last visit, we spent time with the team at San Diego Frame, exploring the craftsmanship that helps preserve and present works of art. But this time we're back for a different reason. We're back on the hunt. Our destination is the Mart, an antique mall on Mission Gorge Road. With more than 100 dealers, it's the kind of place where almost anything can turn up. So we're inside the Mart. This is a 20,000 square foot antique mall with about 100 different vendors. And today we'll see if we can find another hidden masterpiece. Looks like there's lots to choose from. Nice mall. Big portrait, but as I've said many times, portraits just aren't very saleable. Very well done. Obviously a cleric. Very well done. But unless you know him, it's not saleable. Indians and buffalo painting at the top there. It's got a signature too. It looks like Denton. Quite a bit of damage. Can you see the compression damage up in the top right corner there? That's where something from the back is pressured against the paint and it's broken up. So it looks a bit naive to me also, but it could be worth a few dollars, but not what I'm looking for today. These are interesting paintings. I don't know if they're original. Let's see what the tag says. Jensen's Urban Landscape. Signed and framed oil painting, $165. They're unusual. Very unusual. Nice pair, too. But not what I'm looking for. I'll know when I find it. Isn't this something? Look at this sculpture here. That's all carved marble. Yeah, solid marble. Ganeshna. I think that's an Indian god. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's solid marble. Beautifully done. $8,750. Old painting there in the moonlight. That moonlit painting. Right below it, this is an old painting. Signed. Looks like 1906. But I meant to explain sooner than this that when you're looking for paintings, it's important that the subject matter is pleasing and appealing. This is a very workmanlike painting, but there's nothing special about that subject. It's not going to capture anybody's attention. Old doesn't necessarily mean good. You know what captures my attention is that frame. It's magnificent. But I don't think the painting is of the same period as the frame, or the frame's a modern reproduction of a very old Baroque style. Interesting. That's curious to me. Those spoonbills there. I think it's a Giclee. Matter of fact, it is a Giclee. Very nicely done, but not what I'm looking for. Very nice Parisian scene. I've talked before about these Parisian scenes. There was a painter back in the late 19th century, Edward Cortez, who made his name on these Parisian scenes. And although at the time they were very inexpensive, try to buy Edward Cortez today, you're probably looking at $50,000. That got my attention because it's every bit as well done as a Cortez. But I don't see his typical signature. There is a signature, but it's not Cortez. Pietro, I can't read the tag. Anyways, it's $1,400. Better than most of those Parisian scenes I've seen. It's well done, it's well finished. This is more typical. They're very quick. This is someone by the name of Davidi. Now these happen to be Venice.
Are they Potboilers?
They are, and I can tell because the name is a pen name or a pseudonym. Davidi was probably a name an artist used to obscure his own name and produce a lot of this commercial work. If you look at this, this is unusual. There's two different images. There's an abstract if you look at it from this side, and if you look at it from this side, there's a portrait of Frida Kahlo. It says fan painted, isn't that cool? Fan painted portrait, Frida Kahlo. This is a silk screen by Virgil Thrasher. He had a studio in around Monterey, California. And back in the 70s, 80s, this is 70s, 80s, he produced a lot of these silk screens on paper. It's beautiful, isn't it? And here's the thing. I used to buy his work as silk screens and resell it, and I couldn't keep his work in stock. This is a very nice piece. Could use reframing, but very typical of Virgil Thrasher. Nice work. We've seen this before. I think in every antique mall we go to, we see a picture, a big ice picture by Margaret Keane, especially that one. I've seen that at least 4 times. Interesting booth here. Look at all this bronze. Now this looks like Remington. It says as is Remington. Statue, as is. Got a signature right in the cast of Remington, right there, Frederick Remington. It's $1,300, and they're saying as is. And I know what the hesitation is. There were some things called midnight cast with Remington, and it was where the artist was never involved. So there's always kind of a hesitation when you're looking at a Remington bronze. That one looks very good to me. Usually the telltale with one of these midnight casts is the detail is not all there. But this one looks very well detailed to me, right down to the rider's face. $1,300. If I was interested in that Remington, I'd be looking it up in all of his auction sales to see if I could find the same cast and check if the details were just about the same level of finish as this one. Nice find though. I told you before the way to test a bronze is to just tap it with a little bit of metal. Not hard enough to damage it, just slightly. And that metallic ring tells you that's cast. Most visitors come searching for collectibles, furniture, or a piece of nostalgia. We're searching for something a little different. The challenge with places like this is that valuable discoveries rarely announce themselves. They are often hidden in plain sight, overlooked, misidentified, or simply passed by without a second glance. Every aisle offers possibilities. Every booth holds a different story. Most of what we encounter today will be exactly what it appears to be. Some vintage posters here. Very popular, affordable. Not a lot. Some are. I mean, it depends on who made the poster originally. It's very nice. Very nice vintage poster. It's $175. That's a good buy. Oh, and Erickson, he's well known for his travel posters. Nice one there for Waikiki. Come back and join me for part 2, where I end up buying a very controversial piece of art. If you've been seeing this book and wondering who it's from, my name is John Sumner. I've spent a long time in the art world as a dealer, an appraiser, and as a working artist. I wrote a no-nonsense guide to buying art because I've seen how confusing and intimidating buying art can feel, even for people who genuinely love it. This book isn't about trends, and it's not about telling you what to buy. It's about learning how to look at art with a bit more confidence and trusting your own taste instead of second-guessing yourself. If that sounds helpful, you'll find the book in the link below. And if it's not for you, that's completely fine too.